It's finally here. I've been looking forward to this oven for the longest time. Yeah, so let's do an unboxing and we're going to do a demo. So this is the new oven, the new convection oven. It says the oven with more convection power versus a built-in oven. Up to 10 times convection power for faster, crispier, juicy results. True surround convection, high velocity rear heat source, surround airflow. Ninja Foodi XL Pro Air Oven, preheats in 90 seconds, 1800 watts, 10-in-1 functions, bake, roast, toast, broil, and more. You get 2 sheet pans, 1 air fry basket, 2 wire racks, 1 roast tray, removable crumb tray, and a chef-created recipe book. We're just gonna go ahead and unbox it. Let's flip it around. Ugh. Ooh. And you can also accessorize. Accessorize and expand your culinary capabilities. Bamboo cutting board, dehydrating kit, 9x13 casserole dish, and a 12-cup muffin pan. Let me see if I can, I'm gonna have to put this on the floor because it weighs a ton. I don't know how much it weighs, but it weighs a lot. The usual stuff that comes with it. You have instructions, the manual, cookbook, the cheat sheet, tips and tricks. So I'm just gonna put that off to the side for right now. These are accessories. Put that off to the side. Let's see if I can do it. There we go. Okay. Ugh. Whew. It's hefty. Take the plastic off. Gonna take this tape off. And it says peel here before first use. I'm gonna leave that on there for right now. Let's just take everything out. These are the wire racks. Just gonna put them off to the side because everything needs to be washed. Fry basket and crumb tray. This oven is awesome, but it is big and it takes up an awful lot of room on the counter. There's the plug. You put that back there. So I just wanted to give you a close-up of this. It's really, it's hefty. It's very hefty. I can just tell by looking at it, it's much better than the last model. To be honest with you, I used that one maybe 3 or 4 times. It's sitting in the other room. I just don't use it. I just don't use it. But this one, I have a feeling I am definitely going to be using this one. That's your on and off button. And then these are start, stop, temp, time, slices, function, 2 level, and a light, which is awesome. And there's a screen in here. Let me see if I can get in here. So this must come off, clean, oops. This comes off, it's another splatter screen that you can clean. It's the same round, but different size. That's on the grill. So if I can get this back in here. Maybe. There we go, okay. You got heating elements 2 on the bottom, you've got heating elements 2 on the top. It's the exact identical ones that's in the other oven. There's a light right there. But since we have it open, let's take our handy dandy tape measure and do some measurements. We're gonna go right to there. So you're looking at like 14 inches. 14 inches. And we're actually gonna do it, I'm gonna sit it right on top of there. 14 inches, and the opening is about, we have heating elements in there, so we're gonna say 8 inches. So that's pretty good, but from rack to rack, from the bottom rack to the top rack, it's like 6 inches. So from here to here, that's 6 inches. From here to the tippity top, it's about 8 inches. Let's check the depth. I'm not sure how far this goes back, but we're going back right to that part. 10 inches right there. From here to here is 10 inches. And let's check out the outer dimensions. All right, the unit itself is 15. With the handle, it's 17 and a half. Whoops. Go for the height here. We're looking at 13 and an eighth, we're gonna say, or possibly 13 and a quarter. And 17 inches. So it is pretty big. This is a standard height. Well, I'll just let you know how high my upper cabinets are. My upper cabinets are about 18 and a quarter. Let me turn it around so you guys can see. You've got air vents here. That's where the fan is right there. You got some more vents here and here, and some down on the bottom. And have these rubber stoppers, which is nice so this doesn't sit up against the wall. Let's turn it back around. Oh, let me continue to turn it so you can see. And it's got vents here. Now we're going to plug it in. Let's turn it on. So you got whole roast, air fry, bake, dehydrate, broil, toast, bagel, pizza, reheat. And rack level. But here's the functions. You can scroll through the functions. Time and slices. So this must be the time. So if you turn it to, let's go to toast. Whoops. Now, I haven't looked at a thing. I haven't seen any videos on this, so I'm just winging it here. So the time must be the slices. Okay, slices. That changes the slices. Let's put it down to 2. Temp. Let's change the function. Oops. Let's go to whole roast. Temp shade. There's the temp. Time. It just goes on to say, look inside for stamped rack levels. High velocity fan, rear heat source, surround airflow, complete 2-cavity coverage, 2-level cooking, distributes superheated air up to 30% faster cook time versus a full-size traditional oven. Even cooking on 2 racks, no rotation required. And for best results, keep an eye on your food while cooking. Refer to cook charts. Before for use, placing all accessories inside the oven and running it on air roast at 450 for 20 minutes without adding food. This removes any residues. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and wash everything, and then we're going to come back and I'm going to go ahead and do that, the 450 for 20 minutes. Before we go, let's go see what's in the box. It says using the roast tray to reduce smoke. For convection functions, whole roast, air roast, and air fry. The roast is truly designed to nest inside the sheet pan, allowing fats and juices to drip into the sheet pan, preventing splattering and smoke. The vents create more circulation underneath the food for more even results than a flat surface. Recommended for whole chicken, chicken wings, bacon, marinated meats, and oiled vegetables. And here's roasting pan and another sheet. So you get a roast tray with 2 sheets, which is awesome. All right, so let me go wash everything. So we're going to go ahead and do what they suggested. So everything is washed and pretty much dried. Close her up. We're going to peel this off because it said to peel it off before the first use. Just going to put it over here for right now. So before first use, we recommend placing all accessories inside the oven. Everything's in there. Running it on air roast. We're going to turn it on. Function, air roast. We're going to increase the temp to 450. Oops, 450. Time is going to be for 20 minutes. Whoops, that's fast. Shoot. All right, so we just got to get used to that. 20, and we're going to hit start. So while that's working, let me see if there's any other information on these plastic. Optimal rack positions will illuminate on the control panel. Place accessories correctly for best results. So it's going to tell you rack level. Like this, it says 3, but we're just cooking the accessories right now. So that's pretty cool. Okay, this goes over the Splatter Shield. So it says, what is this in the back of the oven? It's the Splatter Shield. Removing it tells you how to remove it, how to install it, how to clean it, how to remove and deep clean it. It says put it in boiling water for 10 minutes. Once again, do not put it on your stove. And we have cook time. So it did preheat in about 90 seconds. This is our cheat sheet. Let's get cooking on 2 levels. These are all the accessories that came with it. Get to know the control panel. Cheat sheets. Don't you just love cheat sheets? Let's see. Whole roast, air fry, pizza, bake, dehydrate, broil, toast, bagel, reheat. Whew, that's a mouthful. Tips and tricks for sheet pan meals. Cut ingredients to the same size. 1 to 9 slices. When using toast or bagels, select the exact number of bread bagels. They say there's no need to turn foods. How to minimize smoke. It says not recommended olive oil, butter, or margarine. Important, give this a read because I'm going to have to do that. Let's just thumb through the recipe book. Tips and tricks, leveling up. Cooking a whole roast and vegetables. Means and sides of cooked, oh hello, chicken. Bacon teriyaki meatloaf and sweet, that sounds interesting. Braised beef casserole. Baked cod and broccoli, mustard marinated pork and veggies, red velvet cookies. But I do want to put toast in here because I want to see if there's any hot spots or cool spots. I'm going to turn it on. It says bagel, but we're going to go back up to toast. Toast is right there. And the rack level is going to be 3, so the rack is already in the correct spot. Now the slices, there we go. I'm going to take it all the way up to 9. Let me open it up a bit, pull that out. Let's see if 3 fit on here. All right, so yeah, we're going to have to maybe do it this way. Oh my, I don't know if this bread's going to fit. Maybe I should have got smaller bread. Let me just cut these in half real quick. So I can't get 9 slices of bread in here, so we're just going to have to do it this way. The shade, I'm going to take it all the way up to 7 and see what happens. I'm going to go ahead and hit start. So it's going to take 7 minutes and 18 seconds to get that toasted super dark. But I'm just curious to see what's going to happen. That is browning up nicely. I'm looking right now to see if there's any hot and cold spots. It looks pretty good. They're all browning up pretty much evenly. And you can see, let me go up to the top a bit so you can see this. First I thought that was smoke back there. It's steam. It's moisture from the bread. Because you can see all the moisture on the window. Like right here. Like right there. Right here. It's all moisture from the bread. The bread's getting nice and dark and toasty. And that's still steam coming out of the back. I just want to let you guys know. Steam. See the steam coming off here. I'm going to go out and we're going to take this out and inspect this bread. Yeah, look at this. The center actually darkened up just a bit more. But we're pretty much even. A little light here and here. But other than that, this bread looks really nice. I do want to let you guys know this is what the bottom looks like. So the top brown's much better than the bottom. And you get those lines, which I don't have a problem with that. But some people might. So I just wanted to make you guys aware of that. Just want to break it so you guys can see the toast, what it looks like. Yeah, it's great looking toast. So I looked at the quick cook guide to bake for cookies. It says 1 level cooking, you're going to use rack number 3. For 2 level, if you want to do 2 batches at the same time, you're going to do 1 and 3. So what we're going to do is, we're actually going to do a single batch, and then we're going to do a double batch, and just see what the differences are. So I cheated today, and I used a package chocolate chip cookies. I had them in the house, I wanted to use them up. Now, according to the cookie package, it says either use parchment paper or a light cooking spray. So I'm just going to put a light coating. I've never had to do this with cookies before, but I'm going to follow directions. And I'm just using a scoop, and I'm just going to try to make all the cookies even. And I don't like how this is, there's a bump in the cookie sheet. And I prefer to work with light colored sheets. It's just personal preference. We're going to bake. I'm going to leave it on 350. We're going to use the rack number 3, and I need to adjust that before I let it preheat. And I'm going to hit start. Huh. Did you hear that? I heard like a wah, wah. See, now the fan sounds different today than it did last night. That's interesting. We'll just keep track of that noise. I'm going to give it a few minutes to preheat before I put these cookies in. But let's go ahead and put these in. Close it up fast so we don't lose heat. And it said 8 to 10 minutes. So I'm just going to bring the time down. I'm just going to bring it down to 15 minutes. They're looking pretty good. They've been cooking for about 9 minutes. So I'm going to check them real fast just to see if they're done. I'm going to pull these because I like mine underdone just a bit. And yeah, look at these. Came out pretty good. So I'm going to let them sit on the cookie sheet for 1 minute. And what I'm going to do is just stop this. I'm going to shut it off because I'm going to have to let this cookie sheet cool so I can put in a double batch because I want to see exactly how they cook. And I want to use 2 room temperature baking pans. So this cookie's cooked in about 9 minutes. So they've been cooling for about a minute. I'm going to go ahead and turn this on. We're on bake, and I want to hit level 2. So we know we have to put a rack on level 1 and level 3. All right, it's on 3, and we're going to put this right on 1. And I'm going to hit start. It must be still warm enough where it doesn't need to preheat. I'm going to let it preheat for a couple minutes. Yeah, it says preheat will appear during the 90-second preheat phase. So it must be already warmed up to temp. I don't trust it because when you open the door, all that heat escapes. So I am going to take the time and let it preheat for at least 90 seconds. So it's been 90 seconds. Going to put one on 1 and the other on 3. There. And I'm going to take the time, put it on 15 minutes. Now I was over here looking at these cookies. They could have cooked for another minute. I'm picking one up. I know they're still warm, but they're falling apart just a bit. They're a little raw in the center, a bit too much. So next time I'm doing these like these, I'm going to watch these. We'll check them at the 9-minute mark, but I'm going to let them cook at least for another minute. You can see that? Just wanted to give you a close-up of the cookies. They look wonderful. They've been cooking for about 10 minutes. I just want to check them real fast. Just be careful. I'm going to let them go for another minute. Maybe a minute or 2, we're going to say. So they've been cooking for 12 minutes. Take a look at them. Take the top one out. You can see this one. I'd probably let that one go longer. Check the bottom ones. Yeah, I'm going to let them go. They're not, I don't want them raw in the middle like the other ones. So close it. All that heat escaped, unfortunately. We're probably going to let it go for the remainder of the 3 minutes, which will bring it to 15 minutes of cook time when you have the 2 trays in there. The single tray, I probably would have cooked another minute or 2, so that would have brought it up to probably 11 minutes for the single tray of cookies. But once again, there's variations too. Depends on the thickness of your cookies. Like if you're using like a regular tablespoon or something and you pat the dough down, it's going to cook quicker because it's not as thick. The ones you get from the supermarket, the ones that are not the cookie like dish, they come, Pillsbury makes them. They're more flat, so they would probably cook in the 8 to 10 minutes. These are thicker, so they're going to take longer to cook. We have 1 minute left, and the light came on as soon as we had the 1 minute left on the timer. We're getting down to it. Done. I'm going to take them out and let them sit on here for the 1 minute. Like these are very thick. We'll just see what happens. Actually, these look, the bottom ones look a little bit darker than the top ones. I'm not going to make any more cookies, and the book even says it, but I have always done this. You can make a batch of cookies, scoop them out on a sheet pan, place that sheet pan in the freezer until they freeze solid, then throw them in a Ziploc bag, and then you can take out 1, 2, 3, 6, 10 cookies when you have that feeling of wanting a cookie. You can just take them out, pop them in here, and bake them. I'll probably do that in a future video. So I'm gonna let these cool, and then we're gonna do a taste test with the cookies. Okay, time for that taste test, everybody. Whoa, I almost dropped this whole thing. Golly. This is the first one. This is the first batch. I want to show you. It's not that bad now, but it could have probably cooked. I'm way close, wow. But I probably could have cooked for like another minute. I like it undercooked, but don't do what I do. Cook it the way you like it. And of course, food safety, undercooked eggs, you know, can cause salmonella. But yeah, this one's it's a bit rough. Let's take a bite. Very good. But what could go wrong with a cookie? Well, I could tell you a story when I was 13. Yeah. I can tell you, but yeah. Then I'll get comments about my story, so forget it. This is the top rack cookie. I just want to show this quickly to you. That's what it looks like on the inside, completely cooked through. This is the bottom rack cookie. This one was like a bit thicker. Just want to show you and see what it looks like. I'm gonna have to take one for the team and taste test both of these. Yeah. Very good. So this was just a general unboxing and a general demo. Thanks everybody for watching the videos, and see you next time.